Hello, in this presentation I want to talk about an assignment I did last semester called a running record. I took LLA 315 last semester and we had to do this project with some students at our field experience. So the assignment was called a running record, and in the running record we had to choose a book and choose a student from our classroom, and we had to choose a book that was a little difficult for students to read, but not so difficult that they wouldn't be able to read any of the words in the book. Our book that we chose also had to be over 100 words so that it had enough content for the students to really read and understand. And within this project, we would read the book with the students and then come up with questions to discuss with the students after we had finished reading the book together. So from this project, what we wanted to see was how well students were able to read the book, how fluently they were able to read the book, how easily they were able to decode the words, and how much they were actually understanding from the text that was read and how much they were able to retell to you after we were done reading it. That's why we had come up with questions to ask the students after the book was done so we could have a short conversation about what the student really comprehended and if they were able to repeat the story back to you. So throughout this reading, the student would read, and I, as the teacher, would note every time the student paused or messed up on a word or self-corrected on a word that they had previously said wrong. And I would have to mark it down on my note sheet to later review. So what I learned from this activity was how well students are able to read books fluently. I was also able to, from my notes that I had taken and the recording that I had taken during this activity, I was able to go back and listen to it again and see how well the student had been able to decode the book, how many corrections they had made, and then at the end I had to calculate their error rate, their self-correction rate, and I had to do an analysis of how well they were able to read and make recommendations from there on how they proceed to be able to read and decode and comprehend stories better. This is a really helpful process to do with students if you want to truly get a understanding of their reading level in order to recommend books that are actually fit for them and that they will actually understand.